Fine. Let me connect to the server. As part of today's session, we'll see like two pending topics are there with us. One is like contained availability group option is there from SQL Server 2022 onwards, still which we are not using. But we'll see one time practically. Then second one we'll see read-only replicas. Read-only routing one option is there. Read intent only. What is the purpose of that? We'll see. Right. Let me connect. Connecting. This is my desktop. Okay. Okay, so let me connect. This is our primary replica. Now it is acting as secondary, no problem. We can do failover. Okay, this is our another replica, which is a currently primary replica. Okay. Fine. Okay, this is our availability group. We have seen if I take group properties, uh, see contained equal to false is there, right? It's not contained availability group, right? Yes. What it's meaning, like tomorrow, if I create one new login here, for example, and we are allowing him to work with that database which is there in always on. Okay, with some role. Okay. Now, see, as part of the always on availability group, refresh. I think I have changed the settings. Let me check properties. I've made it read intent only. Let me make it normal read. Okay, refresh here. Okay, now see automatically user is created, right? Yes, the secondary server, but there is no login here. See, the right? That means what tomorrow if this server down, now let's say this has become primary, for example, the app cannot start immediately working, right? Yes, he has to wait till we transfer the login. Okay, means what if want to make this as permanent primary, we need to transfer logins, we need to transfer the respective jobs of this database. Okay, we need to transfer the yeah, uh, maintenance plans related to this database explicitly, then only users can start working with this uh, uh, primary replica, for example, after crash or failure happens. So this is the reason from 2022 onwards, we can make the database as, we can make the availability group as contained availability group. Means by default, what is happening? Logins are maintained in master, right? Yes, but master is not replicating. Correct, right? Master has instance specific metadata. If you see here in the availability group, only one database is replicating. That's why we don't have the credentials here. But if you make this as contained availability group, okay, then what will happen? Then remember, so along with this database, okay, master and MSDB, okay, so those DBs are also created with the availability group name, and it has all the metadata what is there here and here also, so that after failure, no need to transfer the logins, no need to transfer the jobs. Okay, that is the purpose of your contained availability group. Means all the objects are available in secondary replica also, which are not in the DB, which are outside of this DB. They are also replicated here with a separate portion of master, separate portion of MSDB databases. Check here, let me what I will do. I will delete this availability group. We'll create a contained availability group. Okay, refresh, nothing is there. Refresh, we delete the database. Okay, fine, means fresh instances, for example. Okay, new availability group wizard. Next, availability group name. Any name, any name. Okay, I am saying contain. Reuse system databases, which is optional. We can see this database I want in the availability group. Same thing. Other steps are same. This is our secondary replica. I want synchronous commit. Reading I want from secondary replica. Okay. Default endpoints are there. Everything is same. Let me create the listener. Any IP means we have seen already, which we have taken from the application team, from the network team, sorry, 192 dot. Okay, here just available IP I can use here. Next. Almost all same steps are there. Just we have selected the checkbox, but we can see now the difference. The configuration is done, but some different icon is there, some square box, something, right? It's compared with the previous one. Fine. Now, let me just expand here, refresh, you see, uh, underscore master, availability group name underscore master, availability group name underscore MSDB. Okay, sorry. It is creating say two extra databases so that means whatever the objects are there, this database related means these database related objects are which are there in master and MSDB. Those are also replicated. Its meaning. Okay. Right. Suppose let's say I will create one new login. Mm, with the name Mahesh. Okay, and the database user database HRDB. Okay, login is created and user is also created, and we know already by default user is replicated automatically. Mahesh. Okay, what about login? If I expand logins, as per our discussion, login also should be created, right? But we can't see here. So how we can see? We have to connect through this listener name. Let me connect through listener name. Why? Because connectivity is done through listener, right? From the application, not with node 1, node 2, correct, right? Yes, let me connect through listener. Okay, now see through listener, if you are connecting, you don't see other databases like two databases we have seen. And if you see logins, uh, here see like tie-up we have created, right? Login. How we have created, that is another difference we have to understand. We have created by connecting to what? Node 1, right? Not through the listener, right? uh, Mahesh we have created. Yeah, that is the reason. Uh, if I connect to this secondary node, here see there are no logins here. If I connect to the secondary node, here we can't see log. That's what I'm saying. Whenever you want to create any user anything, first you have to connect to a listener name or through that listener name, there we have to create. It's meaning that we are creating in that contained availability group. It's meaning. Okay. Okay, I will create this is optional. Okay. Now, sir, like one user is there, Neeraj I have created. Okay. You see, other logins are not displayed here. See why? Because these two we have created by connecting to the node directly, Mahesh and Tayyab. We can't see in this availability group listeners here. Means those logins will not come under this availability, it is saying. Okay. But this is the availability group login, means which falls under availability group. If I check here, see, you can't see directly, but right now, which is the primary replica, if you see here, hmm, this is primary. Let me do failover. Before that, let me log in with Neeraj availability group level M login by using availability group name. Metro AG. Sorry, okay. See, he has connected successfully. He is working like normal user, okay, in that database, and check that which is the current primary replica, okay, prod 01. And see, here we have seen two databases are there, right? In this database, this login is created here, okay? Yeah, and it is already there here in the secondary server also. That's why automatically it is replicated. Let me do failover. We can test actually whether still Neeraj can continue working or we need to transfer the login separately. We can test here. Yeah. Now, see, still he is able to work, right? But right now, prod 02 is the primary replica. Like that's here, no need to transfer the login. Automatically logins are sync, right, with that database uh, availability group name underscore master. Like that's it, like in the same way, if we create the job, okay, which is generally we know that jobs are stored in MSDB, those are also sync to the secondary replica. But one thing we have to understand here, whenever you are creating login, whenever you are creating job, you can't create like by connecting to node 1, node 2. We have to connect to the AG, through listener with admin privileges. Then only those logins and those jobs are stored in the respective uh, availability group. Okay, databases. So like that, say like yeah, without transferring logins, without transferring jobs. So by default, they are also automatically maintaining all the other replicas with the content availability groups. that feature was introduced first time in what? 2022 version, 2022 version. You can read this later. And that's why main thing, I think you got it, like no need to transfer the master and MSDB objects related to those databases. Right. The same way, we have uh, read intent only replicas. Sorry. Read intent routing for always on availability group. First, we'll see what is the purpose of this option. Normally, we have seen whenever we are configuring. One second, let me. We can see here, right, whether it is a normal availability group or contained. We can check here. Okay, option is there. Now, 2 is the primary replica. See, once we create as content, we can't make it normal availability groups here. Yeah, we need to, let me just draw the availability group. Bring it online. Okay.
Sir,
Hmm.
when we delete that always on, the logins which are created through that listener will also be deleted, right, sir?
Correct, correct. Yeah, once you delete that availability group.
So that login will be lost. It will
Correct,
not be there in either of the nodes.
correct, correct. Yes, yes. So that's why the databases are there, no, with availability group name and a scroll master.
Yes, yes.
The database backup we need to maintain,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Okay. So again, these two are our fresh data instances. Let me, what is the purpose of this? We'll see. Normally, here, once we configure always on, once we connect through listener, normally it will take the connection to which replica, primary replica, right? Which is a read write replica. Fine. But sometimes, let's say, I want to generate the reports or something always from secondary replica. For example, connection should be established to a secondary replica always. Okay, if it is 02 is secondary, it should fetch data from here. 01 is secondary, it should fetch data from here. Okay, normally, but with availability group listener, if you connect, it will go to primary replica. If you want to connect to secondary replica, you have to use the name, replica name. But today this may be secondary, after some time this may be secondary, right? Yes. To resolve that issue, we have this option is there, read-only routing. Means if you configure this read-only routing, always remember it will connect to secondary replica. The session is connected to a secondary replica. But while connecting, we have to use one additional parameter while connecting, read intent. application intent equal to read only. Application intent equal to what? Read only. We have to use one extra option while connecting. Okay, so let me just what we'll do, we'll configure this one always on, we'll see. Okay, so yeah, how to access this, we'll discuss. Okay, right. Let me just configure this. Okay, availability group, then we'll see this read only routing option. Okay. See, like to configure always on availability, support read-only routing in SQL Server. You can use either T-SQL or PowerShell. Read-only routing refers to the ability of SQL Server to route qualifying read-only connection request to a available always-on readable secondary replica automatically. To support read-only routing, the availability group must possess a availability group listener. Listener like anyhow we have. Read-only clients must direct their connection request to the listener, and the client's connection string must specify application intent as read-only. Means in the front-end part, okay, our connection string, they need to mention this application intent equal to read only. Then whatever the connections are made from that application always are redirected towards secondary replica. Okay, right. Okay, so that is like what is the purpose of read only, read intent. Right. Okay, so let's we configure one listener. Let's we configure again fresh availability group. Okay. Any name. These are optional classes. Next. This is our secondary replica. Okay. But here see readable read intent only. Okay. Right. And other options are same. Let me create the listener. Okay. Okay. Here see we have to define, means after that also we can change. Let's we first configure. At the beginning also we can define, but to the existing availability group also without any impact we can change its properties. Fine. Now this is our primary replica, this is our secondary. Normally if we connect through listener metro ag, take it, save, right? 1433. Okay. Can use IP also. Let's see. We're taking time to update in DNS. Metro AG. It is reaching to 135 correct IP. Right? Yes. Okay. Mm. Pinging is fine. Maybe we have
Sir, you
issue.
have typed N, sir, instead of M.
N. Okay. This correct only, right? Metro AG is there. It is not connecting. Just now we connected. Yeah, it has taken some time. Okay, so normally if we connect through listener, right, always it will redirect connection to which server primary replica, which is a read-write database is there in read-write mode. But if want to allow some applications to connect always to the secondary replica, they should not come to primary replica. Always connection should be made with the secondary replica. Right. In that case here, like we can use this option, read-only routing option. Let's see how we are configuring. Go back to availability group. Just we can, already we have mentioned here read intent only. Then go to here, see read only routing we have to define. Okay, how we are defining? Same URL, like this is the endpoint URL is there. That is, we have to type manually. Copy is not working. Okay, fine. So Control C is working. Okay, so now see, like to define the read-only routing, we have to go to here read-only routing. It's meaning that server one, if it is primary, then what is the URL to connect? Normally, this is our server one, but 5022 is the mirroring endpoint, right? But what is the endpoint for our instance? Okay, 1433 is the default port on which our instance is running. Okay, what is the read-only routing list? See here, like right now, if I click here, uh, this should be the read-only replica, correct, right? Means like if this is primary, I'm asking that you have to go to this uh, read-only replica to this which server, this server 2. Then if it is, let me add this both here first. This is our second node. This is 02, but both are there in the with same port number. Actually, if we go to configuration manager, if it is different port, you can mention here port number. Okay, the instance port actually. Now see here. Now, for example, available replica for this one. First, I have selected this row. This is the read-only routing I'm defining. Means whenever there is a instance is primary replica is 01, it should route toward this secondary replica. It should route to this replica. So whenever you are saying 02 is primary, it should 01 should be the read-only replica. For example, 01 is again, if you go back here, 02 is read-only replica, right? Suppose 02 is not available, it should read from where? It should read from 01 itself, right? Means both reading, writing, it should target to this server only, both read, writes. That's why we can add this one also as a second replica, which is optional. Okay. So if it is primary, first I am asking to check 02. If 02 is available, you target the connections to 02. If 02 is not available, you allow reading from 01 itself. Means if 02 is down due to any reason. Now both read writes will happen in 01. When 02 comes online, read will happen in 02. Okay. Replicas in the read-only routing list, this one, are separated by dot, are sorted by priority. If multiple replicas are there, like 3 are there, we can mention 2 here, 1 here. Load balance replicas with same priority are grouped with 0. So once we say okay, that's why at least one we have to add in the read-only routing. Can make like this also. But problem is there, like if one this read only is down, then reads will not work. That's why we have to add the other one also, both. Okay, let's we test it. So only two settings we did here. One is here we have changed to read intent only. Okay, the second change we have defined the routing table summary. Okay, okay. Now how we can test? Normally, if I connect directly with the AG name, connected, which is it has connected to which replica? Primary replica, correct, right? Let me connect with same AG name, but how we can specify the connection should go toward secondary replica? That's why here in the means in the application or front end part, they need to mention that parameter. Okay, what is the parameter? Here also he has given clearly application intent equal to read only. Sorry. Okay, application intent equal to read only means in the application or front end part we have connection string, right? Server name, database name, port number, right? Username, password. So in that they have to mention what application intent equal to read only. Maybe somewhere connection string keywords. Here, see, in the application or front end part, they have to mention this one. Now that application, which is a reporting application, for example, always it will go to which replica. It will redirect now connection to what? Second. Always listener what it will do? It will redirect automatically connection to secondary replica. Okay. So, but how we can test here in SSMS? We try. We can add the same here in the additional connection parameters here. Additional. Yeah, same thing. I'm connecting with same name. Additional connection parameters. Application intent equal to read only. Let's we try and we are connecting to master. We'll see, but not creating separate connection. It is going to same. That's why we have to go here. Here we need to connect to the database, which is there in the availability group. Okay, we can type directly. Yeah, HRDB. Okay. Addition application intent equal to read only. Okay. The same AG name. Connect. Just navigating to same. Let me try again. Database. Okay. This is okay. Mm, Let me try to run. See, automatically it is going to which replica? Secondary replica. Suppose if I log in directly without mentioning this additional parameter with same. We have to use another SSMS window for easy understanding to avoid confusion. Without this, I'm connecting again. Application intent equal to read only. Take new query. Okay. Okay, see, by default, it is going to a primary replica. Clear, right? So whenever they want to generate the reports, we have to say that same details, but they have to mention additional parameter. Yeah, everything is same. Connection string same, additional parameter. No, always that application will generate what reading reports can be generated from secondary replica. That's like that we can do load balancing, Microsoft is saying. Okay, no need to hit reads on the primary replica, which will cause us performance issue. Hit the reading from secondary, anyhow same data is there. Make use of secondary, they are saying, by using this routing option. Clear it, Madhu? That yep,
Yes, sir.
probably
Clear,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. This is an important feature. Means if the application is very huge, we can recommend like this. Okay, allow reading from reports. For reporting, we'll have separate some applications are there which are generating reports, right? So we can ask them don't target production, target the secondary replica. just by after configuring this read-only routing, ask them to just add application intent equal to read-only in their connection string. Everything same. Okay, right. Which is somewhat good feature for load balancing for huge applications. Right.